What's in your toolbox? Your coping toolbox. When things just go crazy, wild, and chaos is everywhere. The first time I heard about this toolbox was, of course, several years ago, and they called it a quiver. The pack on your back, if you're a bowsman, and you pull your arrow out, and then you attack or remediate or eliminate the stress factor, the anxiety factor. Of course, we know that worry and anxiety happens between our ears, right? It happens here. So it is fixable. Now, here is a picture of today's modern version of coping with worry and stress. It's a toolbox, a literal toolbox. And this is something else new I learned, is that you can have a literal box that you put items in it that are going to relieve, lessen, reduce the stress that you are confronted with, such as aromatherapy. You can put a candle in your box. You can put one of those sponge balls that are supposed to be good for relieving tension. You can put a picture in there of something or someone that you love that is going to make you remember why this is all worth it. So we're going to talk about this for a few minutes. We're happy you're here. Coping with our toolbox. What's in your toolbox? How can we alleviate anxiety, stress, worry? Okay. Now remember, it doesn't have to be a literal toolbox. It can be a list in your head. But it's good work to write things down. As you know, I'm a big note taker, list maker. What things calm you or make you feel good? My first call to action is chocolate. Chocolate. See, it's not a very hard thing to do because I always have chocolate and I love chocolate. And chocolate does scientifically reduce those technical words of chaos and I should increase the oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Chocolate does increase those. It's actually a chemical reaction that is happening, whether we're squeezing a stone, enjoying a cup of hot Earl Grey tea, mindfulness, deep breathing, go and sit in your favorite chair. Go outside and look at your favorite view. Make a list of things that calm you down. Make a list of things that make you happy. And you can do it while you're listening, get started, or you can do it when you have a few minutes. When you have a few minutes. I know it's rare. Now, preparing your toolbox should be done when you're relatively calm so that you can use it as the resource when you need to. You're frantic. You know where it is. You know what to do. You see how you need it up here as well? as the literal box. Remind yourself to breathe. Remind yourself to smile. These little tiny things really have a big reaction. But we need to prepare. We want to respond properly. We don't want to react like a screaming maniac or lose control. No. We want to be our best. We do. So, what's in your toolbox? We talked about smells. Another item that's in my toolbox is my diffuser, and I put on essential oils. And now that's called aromatherapy. I keep losing my light. I just wiggle around. No, there you are. And the top oils for reducing stress are lavender and frankincense and bergamot. Now, bergamot is what they make Earl Grey tea out of, which is one of my favorites. Now, isn't that interesting that I just learned that today? That feel-good feeling I get when I drink Earl Grey tea is because it has that herb in it that lessens or raises my good hormones and reduces the stress. So that's what's exciting about learning, is that we're learning new techniques. We're adopting new habits, practice. Some things we don't get right away. I say most things we don't get right away. It takes practice. So I'm going to list these 4 chemicals. Pardon me. Because after listing them, they give how they are affected, what makes them happen, and how they are demonstrated. For instance, dopamine. Make a to-do list. Every time you tick off something on your to-do list, you know that good feeling you get? That's your dopamine increasing. The same is true when we get involved with or spend time with something that we love to do, like music, writing, crafting, scrapbooking. Now, serotonin is a little bit different. It's not a to-do thing. Serotonin is getting sunshine and fresh air, and that's going to relax the anxiety and the worry. Getting a massage, taking a shower, warm or cold. They say cold, but. And then endorphins. Laughter. Crying is an excellent stress reducer. It washes away that pain and stress. It moves it. Eating dark chocolate or spicy foods. Endorphins. Do you see how closely chocolate is related to our well-being? And then music and art. So if you have your favorite art, keep it somewhere where you can reflect on it. I mean, if it's in a book, you better know where that book is. Okay? Okay. We can go to this box when we see the worry coming, or when we're right in the middle of frantic. Of course, I think it's better to go to it when you see it coming. They have fancy names for this, parameters and how big it is and when are you going to go get help. Can't find that picture. Okay. Now, as far as where I got this information, phenomenal. All right. It's called My Mind, My Peelings. You see it there? mindmypeelings.com. Absolutely phenomenal information. And then the second web page that I found so useful was static1.squarespace.com. Okay, it's good to have resources. It's good to have resources, some place to go and say, no! Okay, we're not alone. We're not alone. We're building a toolbox and we know where to go for help, reminders, encouragement. And maybe I should have started with this, but the stress levels and anxiety levels and worry levels is astronomical since we're in the COVID era. The phone calls that these clinics are getting is just going woof, because it's making a difference. It's making more stress, quarantining and worrying about who's sick and losing people we love. And will it ever get better? See how complicated it gets. So we need aromatherapy. We need our favorite tea. Remember these things. Now, what I really loved, especially about having that quiver on my back and now my toolbox, is because it shows you how resourceful we are. We're not stuck. We have solutions at the ready. You will be amazed what you find when you go to these web pages and see the list of coping techniques. One page said they had 100. 100, right? It's amazing. So go and pick your favorites. If your mind is a blank, go and pick your favorites. Experiment. It could be fun, an adventure, a learning experience. We are resourceful. So, what's in your toolbox? I hope if you have one, maybe you'll update it. If you have a toolbox, I hope it's on your Thanksgiving list. And by all means, share this beautiful information with those you love. Oh, and toolboxes are good for children as well. Children need to have a little toolbox so they learn how not to react, but how to calm themselves down. And you think better and make better decisions when you're calm. Breathe. We love you. Take care. Till next week, we're talking about, you think I never prepared. You just have to be here. I will post it on Facebook and on my blog. All right, God bless you. This is Love, Laugh, and Learn, Linda Loudon. Sundays, YouTube at 2 o'clock. It's always a pleasure, and thank you.